Welcome to another Coastin With Quayz coaster review. This is Mark, aka Quayz, and today I will be reviewing Alpengeist at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Alpengeist is Busch Gardens Williamsburg's B&M inverted coaster. It is located in the back of the park and makes for a great first ride of the day. If you walk to Alpengeist as soon as you arrive at the park, you should be able to get on multiple rides for no more than a station wait. For an inverted coaster, Alpengeist is absolutely monstrous. So let's take a look at its stats. Alright, Alpengeist is located at Busch Gardens Williamsburg in Williamsburg, Virginia. It was manufactured by Bulliger and Mabillard with a maximum height of 195 feet and a drop of 170 feet. The angle of descent is 79 degrees with an overall track length of 3,828 feet. There is a top speed of 67 miles per hour. It includes 6 inversions. It opened in the year 1997, and it features a minimum height requirement of 54 inches. Now that we have the basics, let's jump into Alpengeist's layout. Alpengeist is full of huge, forceful elements. It's a good thing that these elements are large and spread out because each one packs a punch. The coaster begins by exiting the station and climbing the lift hill to a max height of 195 feet. Even though it was built in 1997, Alpengeist is still the tallest B&M invert today. Once you reach the peak, you begin the long, spiraling 170-foot first drop. Although this drop is extended, when you reach the bottom, you really feel some strong forces. From the bottom of the drop, you enter an absolutely massive Immelman. This first inversion truly sets the tone for the first half of this ride, and the key word here is intensity. Alpengeist Immelman is followed by a 106-foot tall vertical loop and a cobra roll before it enters the brake run. We need to talk for a moment about Alpengeist's cobra roll. It is without a doubt the most intense cobra roll that I have ever experienced. You are flying when you enter the double inversion, and each twist aggressively throws you from side to side. It really sends the message that Alpengeist is not here to play, and if you love intense coasters like me, then you will love the first half of Alpengeist. And this brings me to the part of the ride that was a little bit of a letdown. After the cobra roll, you enter the mid-course brake run, and you slow down to a crawl. Any momentum that Alpengeist did have is stopped. From here, you drop through a near-miss shed and climb into a zero-G roll. You lull forward and complete the last inversion, a corkscrew, and enter a forceless helix before entering the final brake. The second half of Alpengeist is what differentiates this invert from being a great ride and an excellent ride. The constant, relentless nature of the first half of the ride is spectacular, and by slowing down the second half, the ride loses almost all of its forces and intensity. Perhaps B&M was trying to make the zero-G roll a more floaty experience, and I get that, but I would have preferred if the ride continued to barrel through its elements. This is one reason why Talon at Dorney Park continues to rank at the top of my list of B&M inverts. Talon does not feature a mid-course brake. Instead, it has a short turnaround followed by a great drop, a super forceful corkscrew, and an incredible low-to-the-ground helix. If Alpengeist had a second half that equaled the intensity of Talon's second half, then it could be in the running for my favorite B&M invert because Alpengeist's first half is flawless. Overall, Alpengeist is a really good ride. The way that its structure works its way through the terrain of the park and along the river adds another element to the ride that is well suited to B&M inverts. Having some close terrain almost makes it seem like you could crash at any moment, adding to the thrill. I also think this aspect fits in well with the skiing theme, as if the ride is a one-way glide down the mountain. When I think about where to rank Alpengeist amongst other B&M inverts, it falls somewhere in the middle. It has spread out elements similar to Banshee at Kings Island, but Banshee tends to be less intense. In that regard, Alpengeist ranks higher than Banshee. It falls to rides like Talon at Dorney Park and Afterburn at Carowinds, which do a better job of balancing the intensity with the overall pacing. If you visit Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Alpengeist is a must-ride, and it easily fits into the park's top 5 coasters, so it easily deserves its score of 8.5 out of 10. It is not the absolute best B&M invert out there, but it is worth a ride for its amazing first half alone. For a ride that is pushing 30 years of age to be running so well, Alpengeist has definitely stayed strong throughout its history. And that is it for this coaster review. Let me know what you think of Alpengeist in the comments. If you liked what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, keep on coasting.